Dear Solene, I matched with someone on a dating app last week, and 3 messages in, I honestly couldn't tell if I was flirting with a man or a woman. Weirdly, it didn't matter. If you've ever wondered whether dating is quietly changing shape these days, this letter is for you. I'm not talking about some huge headline, just small things adding up. A filter that disappeared from an app, a conversation that didn't need a label. I've been noticing it for months now, and once you start seeing it, you can't really unsee it. Half the apps I use now let you swipe without picking a gender to filter by at all. A few years ago, that wasn't even an option. My friend Mia put it best. I used to have a type, now I just have a vibe. Once I started paying attention, I noticed it everywhere, not just in dating apps, but in how casually people talk about who they've loved. The moment it really clicked was at a dinner with 6 friends, where literally none of us had dated exclusively one gender, and nobody thought that was worth mentioning. So I started wondering, is gender actually becoming optional in who we fall for, or does it just look that way online? This isn't exactly new. People have always loved to cross the lines we draw. It just used to be quieter. What's different is how loudly it's happening now, and how few people my age treat it as a big reveal and a more. A guy I know casually mentioned dating a woman for 2 years, then a man for 1, in the same sentence he used to order coffee. No asterisk, no I should mention, just the next relationship. I've started seeing dating profiles that just say no preference where a gender label used to go, like it's a completely normal setting to leave blank. It's becoming normal to not have to explain yourself before the second date even starts. Younger generations really do report this more. Gallup has tracked it for years, and each survey shows more people identifying outside strictly straight than the last. Their latest count put roughly 1 in 5 Gen Z adults in the US somewhere on that spectrum. Not a small number. It's not a single weird survey either. The number has climbed steadily with each new class of adults year after year. That's not everyone, obviously. Plenty of people my age still have a clear preference and always will. This isn't universal, just visible. So what's actually changing might not be attraction itself. It might be how comfortable people feel naming it out loud. Worth remembering too, dating rules used to be far more rigid about gender in general, not just about who you were attracted to. Who calls first, who pays, who's allowed to want what. My grandmother had an entire rulebook for this. Most of it wouldn't survive 5 minutes on a dating app in the year 2026. The data shows more people are open about this, and it's not new either. The old rulebook around dating and gender has been loosening for a while. This is just the latest chapter of that. Now let's make it personal. My own dating history has gotten less tidy to summarize at dinner parties, and I don't mind it anymore. I used to filter by gender first, personality second. Somewhere along the way I stopped leading with the filter. It's not a statement I'm making, it's just what happens when you stop deciding in advance who's allowed to surprise you. I remember exactly when I noticed. I was describing someone I liked to a friend and realized I hadn't mentioned their gender once, not because I was hiding it, but because it hadn't occurred to me to lead with it. Practically, it changed almost nothing about how I date. I still notice the same things, how someone listens, how they handle being wrong. Honestly, it surprised even me. I'd have called myself pretty conventional about this 5 years ago. There's actual research on this. Psychologist Lisa Diamond spent over a decade following women's attractions and found they shift more, and more often than most people assume. She called it sexual fluidity. Not a phase, not confusion, just attraction that can move depending on the person, not only the category. Since then, similar patterns have shown up in bigger surveys too. Attraction reported as more fluid, especially among people who grew up seeing it modeled as normal. That part tracks. If nobody around you ever showed you that liking more than one gender was normal, you might feel it and still not have the words for it. So which came first? More fluid attraction, or more permission to admit it? Probably both, feeding each other. Some researchers study younger daters have also found people increasingly describe attraction in terms of traits and energy first, gender second, when asked to explain a crush. Here's the part people skip though. Attraction isn't always one dial. Plenty of people have a sexual attraction that stays pretty fixed on one gender, while who they fall for emotionally moves around a lot more. Researchers actually treat those as 2 separate things now, sexual attraction and romantic attraction, sitting on their own axes, that don't always point the same direction for everyone. So someone can be physically drawn mostly to one gender and still fall in love across all of them. That's not a contradiction. It's just 2 different systems running side by side. None of this means everyone's attraction is shifting the same way or on the same axis. It just means more people feel safe reporting the actual shape their attraction has. Real research backs this up. Attraction can genuinely shift over time. Sexual and romantic attraction aren't always the same thing, and none of that means gender stops mattering completely. I want to be fair here though, not everyone experiences this as freeing. Some people like having a clear map, knowing your type, your labels, your this is what I'm looking for isn't outdated. It's just one way to date. Loosening the lines isn't automatically healthier or more evolved, it's just a different way some of us are choosing to move through it. There's no one right way to hold your own attraction. There's just the way that actually fits you. This also creates real tension. Some parents, some communities, some entire cultures still expect the old rulebook, and that gap is genuinely hard for people caught in the middle of it. Both sides of that gap have real feelings at stake. Nobody in this conversation is just being difficult for no reason. I'm not trying to convince anyone which way to date. I'm just describing what I've noticed changing around me. This shift is real, and so is the discomfort some people feel about it. Both can be true at the same time. Here's what I actually think is happening, for whatever that's worth. Gender used to be the first filter before you even met someone. For a lot of people now, it's shown up further down the list. Not gone, just reordered. Behind things like how someone makes you feel, how they argue, how they show up. Maybe that's the honest version of optional. Not that gender disappears, but that the line around it gets a little softer for a lot of us. What moved up the list instead is oddly specific. Emotional steadiness, communication, whether someone actually listens when you talk. Maybe the real shift isn't about gender at all, it's about what we've decided actually predicts a good relationship, and gender just isn't scoring high on that list anymore. Gender hasn't disappeared from dating, it just isn't the first thing people filter by anymore. Something else moved to the top. Both things are true at once. Some people are drawing the lines looser, and some are keeping them exactly where they've always been. Neither one is the wrong answer. My own verdict, a few months into this vibe, not a type era. I like not knowing in advance who's going to surprise me. I'm still curious how this looks in 10 years, whether optional becomes the norm, or just stays one option among several. If you feel behind on any of this, if it all sounds foreign to how you were raised to date, you're not behind, you're just from a different chapter of the same story. It's okay to still be figuring out where you land on all of this, including which parts of your own attraction stay fixed and which ones move. I'm not fully done figuring it out either. One last thing though. Whatever you decide your own lines are, they're allowed to be exactly as strict or as loose as actually fits you, not what's trending. New letters every week. Pull up a seat. Solene.